We have been talking about the issues of this illegal mining affecting us in a dire way for so long now. Personally, if my memory is right, we started discussing these issues as far back as 2021. Over a period, we break and President Akufo-Addo tells us he's doing something, so we should give him the benefit of the doubt. We go back and come, and the story is not even the same, it's worse over the period. So one thing that I have seen, and I believe with what the first person you cited said,
Franklin Kujo.
I don't know if it's Franklin Kujo, yes, that's what the president is doing, is just a shri and it will amount to nothing. I say this on authority because if power is given to you, you have the full authority. And per our constitution, the president has every power there is to cause things to change within a twinkle of an eye. So we have waited till now, how many months to elections? And from every indication, people who have a voice in government have come out boldly to tell us that they are not going to cause any change today or tomorrow, because when they did previously, they lost elections in these mining areas. So they are not going to do anything. So obviously, whatever President Akufo-Addo is doing now is for the cameras. It is just for the cameras, and there is nothing new. I was in Takwa over the period, this weekend, in the Western region. And on your way to the place, every water body you meet is brown. Every water body you meet is brown. And the information I got on the ground is that the people who are small-scale miners, who are legally licensed and have the experience in these mining communities who mine, they do the deep kind of mining. They go down, meters down, to do whatever they can gather and bring the load up. They don't do alluvial mining, and they don't mine in the forest reserve. What it is, I think I've mentioned on this platform the issues pertaining to the community mining policy that the MPP sought to bring to bear. So what it is that in every dispensation, there is a district assembly. And what the district chief executive or the municipal chief executive is representing there is the president, because we have decentralized government to that level. Mm-hmm. So the district chief executive is behaving as the president in every jurisdiction. So there is not a case that there is no governance or there is no power superseding these activities over there. But what the problem is that you are the person doing the illegal mining. How do you fight yourself? From the folks there, the people who are mining on the water bodies are the same people who are in power, who are supposed to make sure that things are done rightly. So if the people who are supposed to ensure...
The representatives of government, REPSEC, DISEC, and all that.
They are the people mining on the water. Because if they, the artisanal miners, are the people who go there to mine, they will stop at nothing to get them come to there, because they would want to use them as an example. But because they are the people... So what it is that every time we say, they say they've gone to see champagnes that are on the river bodies. They've gone to do this, they're going to do that. How do they find their ways back onto the river bodies? Is it the locals who sees the equipment? It's not the same government machineries. So if they seize the equipment and the equipment find themselves back to the water bodies, it is an indication in itself that the people who seize the equipment are the same people who release the equipment onto the same water bodies. And one thing that I gathered from the grounds there too is that when they sought to revoke whatever ban there was on mining in the forest reserves that we have, President Akufo-Addo and his people entered these forest reserves to go and mine. So a majority of the people who are mining in our forest reserves are not the artisanal miners or the small-scale miners that we know, the people that they are forcefully arresting. But the people who are into the menace themselves is the government and party apparatchiks. It is just a policy that we were not told or documented. The policy is simple. It is party nyaska. So moving into this election, you remember that there was a tape captured where there was a conversation between party apparatchiks and that of Frimpong Boateng. And in that tape, the person tells Frimpong Boateng that John Boydu, I came here with John Boydu, and he says that because of party in Yasika, we should allow our people to go there to mine. And you said when you go to Takwa and come. So it was after that period that they started mining in our forest reserves. And one thing I've always asked people on every platform I get the opportunity for the MPP to defend themselves is that if you tell me that you are doing community mining, and am I not supposed to benefit as a member in the community? After all, every company, per our knowledge in public relations, is that most companies are supposed to undertake what we call a corporate social responsibility. So if companies who are mining in these areas that are termed community mining consignments, they are supposed to embark on corporate social responsibilities. But you go into these villages and what you see, some don't even have proper roads. In fact, the potholes you see there are not potholes, they are boreholes. That if a child of even 4 years falls into that hole, the child cannot raise their hand for anybody to see. They are that deep. In those places, their refuse dump is stuck and it is breeding all sorts of diseases. In those places, they don't even have access to potable water. A common borehole is a problem. There is a town called Benso that I went to. The chief said for the past 6 months, they have not gotten any access to water because the borehole there is not working. And they just need them to change. There was a certain round thing inside the mechanized borehole. If they change that thing, it is going to work well. Meanwhile, they are doing community mining there. So if the community mining belongs to the people as it is documented and the policy is supposed to be, will the chief not be in a state to work on the mechanized borehole? That is not the case. Most of the community mining consignments are done in forest reserves and they are alluvial mining. And the people in charge of these things are the same party people who are supposed to take charge of that. In one of the villages, is it Akon or something? I think I have the name correct, Akon, in the western region. The consignment there, that is the community mining, I was rightfully informed that 24% of the proceeds there goes to the district assembly, and it is being taken by the district assembly and the member of parliament. So what I asked myself is that if we are taking these monies from the community mining projects, then the people who are going to suffer the consequences of these mining activities later should be the people benefiting, and we should be providing them with different sources of water, and we should also be doing alongside reclamation services so that at least the environment becomes safe for the people while you do your mining. But that is not the case. So the question I ask is that how then do we ask governments to fight government?
Let me ask you about this, and the issue came out last week. There's a lady, Amenfi, your PC. So issues about her came up, widely spread, pictures of her in a galamsey site. And some members have even tagged her a Aisha One. That's what I'm told. That's what she's called in that area. What information have you gathered about her? I mean, and it's important that we know this or we get a clarity on that. She sent a message last week when I was doing the show clarifying that she's not into galamsey activities. What's her site like? What exactly does she do?
So what I know from the information I got in her office in the area, she is a gold exporter. The Joanna is a gold exporter and she has a company called Empire Legacy or something. I've forgotten the exact name of the company. So she buys gold and then she exports them. She pays her taxes and GRA can rectify all these things. So her company is a gold company. So she goes to these mining companies, the small-scale artisanal miners, and buy from them legally. And then she exports them legally. So if she goes to the site of those places that I am told, what she seeks to do is that everywhere that she buys her things from, where she is in trade with the people, she tries to give some land reclamation services so that as a business person who is visionary, at least every time we can come back and mine. So what she does is to give land reclamation services, which is a form of responsible mining to the people, so that they can sustain their mining activities.
So the picture that came out is not her mining site?
She went for an inspection when she went to engage with some of the
does she have
artisanal miners.
What's it called? Does she have a mining concession?
What I am privy to is a company that exports gold.
That buys the gold.
And she's a gold exporter.
Okay.
A net gold exporter. And I think if you Google, she's gotten a lot of global awards for the things she does. And then she's done a lot of symposiums outside Ghana. So if you Google her name, you find out her net worth and the businesses she's legally engaged in. So obviously, if I am an exporter of gold, I will not buy the gold in the metropolitan. I will go and buy the gold from where the gold is being mined.
Okay.
And she's from that area too. So if she passes by and she talks to the people to see the extent with which she can help with the land reclamation services, I don't think that warrants the tag that she has been given as Aisha 1. Because if you are into the gold business, definitely you will interact with the people who are into mining.
Is she concerned about that?
She's a lot concerned. Because if you do business...
Because in your party, President Mahama has indicated that he's not going to entertain people. If you want to do your mining, go and do your mining.
President Mahama has categorically said that no appointee of his will be allowed to go and mine. They are artisanal miners, people who are skilled, who are already into mining. They are the people we are going to empower. So if you want to choose a career path in mining, you have no rights or no issue being a member of his government. Because that is the problem the NPP is fighting with and they are not able to fight. Because government now has to fight governments. And they do not have the balls to do that. If we have to go by the people,
so in her situation, she's not an appointee, of course. She's a PC, running on the ticket of the party. So at this point, it's okay.
She is not a minor.
Okay, she's not a minor.
Yes.
Okay.